Hey everyone, JPF Aki here. Hope you're doing great. This is part 3 of the series Why You Should Be Starting Your Own Social Media Channel. This one really hit home for me because, as you probably heard before, I'm not really a big consumer of social media. I don't really go and read all the feeds and get on people's pages and follow and everything. I'm actually more of a person that wants to be a producer of content. This is why I'm making that post right here. But the reason why I was able to go from not going and liking social media to liking social media is because I realized that it is an investment to create your channel. And as a person that likes stock market, real estate, and business and investment, it really, really made sense for me to understand that this was a digital asset. So for those that like investment or that can think long term, please listen to this post because it will make sense to you. So to me, there's many ways that I see it as an asset. In the last post that I did in part 2, I was talking about how it becomes part of your CV or your personal brand so that people can know who you are. So it's an investment in time because yes, you do take the time to do this, but it does open up a lot of opportunity. But at the same time, it builds a lot of trust and credibility for opening new markets and opening new conversation when you go networking or talking to people. They want to study who you are beforehand. Like I was talking to a nurse actually just a second ago, and she was talking to me about a big deal that she was being offered, and I said, look, you got to make your due diligence. It's very good that you are being offered that business offering, but you got to make a due diligence on the people that are trying to give it to you, because in terms of like money weight, they have a lot more than you, and you want to be protected. So go make a search on them. If these people had a page with a channel talking about who they were, there's a good chance that at least through consistency you would have a good idea about who they are, if they have a following, if people they relate, and what type of comment they give back and everything else. It would give you a good opinion about who they are, and that would have helped tremendously in her making a decision as to, yes, it seems like a very interesting contract, but who I'm going to be dealing with, right? So that's one thing. But at the other aspect of being an asset, if you want to monetize down the road as a channel for those that want to do that, for instance, on YouTube pages and everything else, what's interesting is that the moment you start people like starting, the moment people start liking your page, sorry, then what you're going to realize is that people are going to go from one video to another because they want to know more about what you have to say, and therefore that's rolling a lot more ads, and therefore that's making more money for you. And at the same time, for those that want to monetize another type of product, maybe it could be an ebook, or maybe it could be a class or some sort, well, all that build up knowledge and build up presence that you have over time, that will also give you a lot of potential followers that you could market to. So that's very interesting as well. Other than that, if you want to also do a lot of networking to talk to new clients, and you could refer them to content that you have, that gives them a link of credibility so that you could sell faster to them because they want to deal with you, because they know you know what you're talking about because you've been posting about it all along. Some of you might become coaches. Of you might become public speakers. Some of you, there's so many other opportunities as to what it becomes, but the reality is that it's a digital asset. So for anybody that thinks business, this is a digital asset. It will never go away. YouTube will be there for a long time, I believe. Facebook will be there a long time, I believe. Those type of platform, they will all social media be there for a long time, and through the following that you get from it, whenever you're going to want to monetize, you have an audience that really will listen, that is loyal, and that will be willing to support you somehow, some way, and you could monetize it. So the point is that the goal of doing a channel is not to monetize, but for those that want to monetize it, there is a possibility. And this is an investment for your personal life and also for your potential business life. It's also an opportunity also to create a side business. And that's another type of asset. Like before, whenever you wanted to start a business, you had to go full-fledged, cut your job, take everything that you have and invest. Today, if ever you want to do a cash flow rich business, you can do it on the side. You can build an audience on the side. Those people know they like you. You can talk about a passion that you have, whether it be sports, whether it be anything that you think, whether you're good at drawing, anything. I have a friend, parenthesis, of mine that I really believe he could do something big. And I told him, you are amazing at drawing. And he draws mangas and superheroes and everything like you wouldn't believe. I said, take that, put that on Instagram as much often as you can. Put it. You'll have 0 followers at the beginning. But eventually people are going to catch up. And if ever, I'll just give you an example of many I could give you. But one of them is that you could start doing a t-shirt business and people would print out your t-shirt. Or you could have a 3D printing business where people will have those type of mangas, and you can even have people that are going to want to for you to draw for them for their comic books they don't want to put out. There's so many opportunities, but this is a showroom, so over time it becomes a good asset to build a social media channel for those that think business as well. So on this note, I hope this video was useful for you, and if you think it is an asset and if you think that it could be useful for your life, please comment below. If you think that was nonsense, I'd like to hear it from you too. But at the end of the day, please share those posts, talk to your friends, encourage them to talk about their passion, because people need that. On the last note, in terms of other investment, and I think, to be honest with you, I should have started with that because I think it's a much farther, way better investment to do this, even though there's not a direct return. And I'm talking about the positiveness of building a channel. A lot of people today are in need of positive content. There's so much bad content, fear-related content out there, that there needs to be a wave of positive. And I'll just give you an example. There's a platform that I love. It's called Good News Network. If anybody knows about that, I'll put the link below because I think it's worth it. It's an app. There's only good news. And people need that. People need to be having people passionate about good news and sharing those. And whatever amount of followers that you have, it doesn't really matter. Your voice counts for somebody, and you need to post that because you're going to be useful for that person. So that's another type of investment. It's intangible, but it's way more powerful than anything else. You can help people by getting out of yourself and sharing with them. And that impact, you never know where it's going to lead. You know, there's some people, I don't know if anybody of you know Les Brown, but Les Brown is one of the greatest motivation speaker of all time. I love this guy. And to him, it was one teacher that did everything to him. He went from not believing in himself to becoming the greatest motivation speaker of all time, or one of them at least. One person, one word, and that was it. So that teacher or that person that unlocks somebody's potential might be you. So that's a great investment. He never made money out of it, but he changed a person's life, and that's worth a lot more than any money in the world. I hope that was useful, and I hope that encouraged you. Just that alone encourages you to make that post. Have a good day. Bye.